What's going on, everybody? This is Drunk Jigsaw, and today I wanted to talk about a community that is slowly dying, and I'm thinking of bringing the community back to life, if I can try, and that is the Far Cry series. So if you don't know what Far Cry is, it is a first-person survival shooter game. And basically what all you have to do in Far Cry is basically kill villains. Like, for example, there's like a king, there's a pirate, there's some kind of priest or evil psychopathic priest, and a dictator. You have to defeat those villains to make them stop whatever they're doing, of what they're doing to your country or whatever. So in Far Cry, there is a lot of things that you can do. There's like side missions, there's campaign missions and activities that you can do. And what's really cool, the main Far Cry series that has multiplayer, which is co-op, is Far Cry 4, 5, and 6. But sadly, Far Cry 5 is the only co-op game that you can have a lot of players. While Far Cry 4 and 6, you can only have 2. But it's really cool though, but they should make more Far Crys with co-op soon, and just make more, try to make new things for Far Cry. But the only bad thing about Far Cry is nobody cares about Far Cry anymore. They barely know what Far Cry is. They don't know what Far Cry is, and they don't even want to hear about that word Far Cry. Because my very first Far Cry that I first discovered was Far Cry 3 back in 2012. I saw the official trailer for Far Cry 3, and I wasn't really interested in it because I was not familiar with Far Cry, and I was like, no, I don't. This is some kind of Call of Duty ripoff or something. I don't know. But to be honest, I hardly disagree that it's basically a Call of Duty ripoff. But I don't necessarily call it a Call of Duty ripoff. I just call it a inspiration of Call of Duty. You fight corrupted dictators, you fight corrupted governmental things, but presidents and everything. But it's just I don't know. But the only thing that's familiar about Far Cry, it's nothing but it's not like Call of Duty where you're fighting in a war and there's no multiplayer, you fight each other. But Far Cry 5 has that, but sadly the Far Cry 5 community is kind of dead. There's barely any players playing the co-op, multiplayer, free-for-all, team deathmatch matches. But the only thing is, though, that's the main reason why that I want Far Cry to be brought back to life. I want different types of modes in Far Cry. I want a free-for-all multiplayer or some kind of Call of Duty related thing. But I don't think Ubisoft would do that because, well, the main reason why it's probably gonna be too much Call of Duty-ish gameplay, free-for-all and team deathmatch. But yeah, but the only thing that I really do hope about for Far Cry's future are basically my idea, if you have seen it, is basically my fan-made Far Cry 7, which is called Worlds Collide. it's a fan-made Far Cry idea if what would happen if all the worlds of Far Cry collided together. Like, Kyrat has been collided, the Rook Islands have been collided, Hope County, Montana has been collided, and Yara has been collided. What would that happen? That means that you have to go place to place, probably take a plane or take a boat or whatever to travel to one of those places, and of course fast travel. So I think that's pretty much a stupid idea anyway, because I don't think that's ever gonna work, because, well, I don't think it would ever make any sense for Far Cry. Like, all the villains meet up, they team up together to try to kill you. And then you can actually, just like GTA, you switch between protagonists. Like, for example, at first you play as Jason Brody, and then after that you play as AJ from Far Cry 4. Of course, Jason Brody's from Far Cry 3. And instead of the junior deputy that you play as from Far Cry 5, your own customized character that doesn't talk, you play as Sheriff Whitehorse. And then, of course, Danny Rojas. So probably that'll be a really cool idea when all the Far Cry maps collide with each other. But kind of sounds like a stupid idea. But anyway, back to subject. The reason why I want to bring back the Far Cry community to better health is because that I just really want Far Cry to be like more noticeable. Like, people don't know what Far Cry is, and it barely has any fandom. Like people don't really want anything to do with Far Cry. And yeah, that's basically all the thing. Like, people don't want anything to do with Far Cry. They just don't want to hear about it. Like, or some people have a different like opinion and saying like, oh, Far Cry is just a Call of Duty ripoff. I don't know why Ubisoft decided to make more like just stick to your lane. I don't know what the hell Far Cry is. I don't get it. But Far Cry is actually kind of fun, because in Far Cry you can just do your different activities. You can't just go towards the main villain and just kill them. No, that's not how it works. Basically, you can do whatever you want on Far Cry. Like, there's multiplayer, you can play with a friend, but the only problem is about Far Cry, there was a glitch that I experienced in Far Cry 4 where I ended up falling through the map. I ended up like bugged out in between the rocks. Yeah, I ended up glitching in between the rocks while I was grappled, and I glitched inside the wall, and there was no way for me to get out. Like, I literally couldn't get out. Like, I was like stuck. I tried to get out and everything, but all I had to do was blow myself up with a grenade, and then I had to do it. That was during a Pagan Min's Fortress. I took over every single fortress and outpost and bell tower in history in Far Cry 4. But the only problem is, though, that's like the only problem. Far Cry can sometimes get a little buggy and glitchy, and it sometimes is like that, but not all the time. Sometimes Ubisoft fixes the glitches, sometimes they don't. But maybe in the future they should start working on Far Cry again and try to like make it, or try to like remaster some of the Far Cry games. Like, we have Far Cry 3, 4, 5 and 6 for the PlayStation and like the newer PlayStation, like PS4 and PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. But what they should do, they need to remaster Far Cry, the original, like the old Far Cry back then. Like they should remake Far Cry 1, Far Cry Instincts Predator Evolution, and Far Cry 2. They need to remake those. But to be honest, I didn't really care about Far Cry 1 and Far Cry 2. And, well, Predator and Evolution, the Far Cry Instincts were the only good ones, but 1 and 2, well, basically 1 and 2 does have a villain. Of course, 1 is Dr. Krieger from, Far Cry 1 is Dr. Krieger, and Far Cry 2 is Jackal. So, well, the Jackal. But those characters aren't as iconic. Same goes with New Dawn and Primal. Primal's just nothing but caveman. And then, which I don't like because cavemen I don't believe in, and I think all that is just fake. And New Dawn is just disappointing because, of course, it takes place after the events of Far Cry 5, but I don't like it. It's just, I don't know, it's just something with apocalyptic stuff. It's just not my thing. But yeah, but I really do hope that Far Cry has a really good future. But for Far Cry, I just really want it to be like more noticeable. Like on TikTok, there are like some like Far Cry cosplayers. Like there's one who play as Voss Montenegro, and I loved that Voss cosplay. He did like such a good job on the hair and the outfit. He did a really great job. And then there was a cosplay of Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5. Oh, I loved that one. He looked so cool. He even had the aviators and everything, and the tuxedo that he was wearing. Joseph Seed is basically a really good character. And there was a Pagan Min cosplayer, and I want to be Pagan Min. But the bad news is I don't have blonde hair, and I cut my hair to look like his hairstyle, comb over, with short, like, well, I'm not like completely bald like his hair, but it's just short, just a little short, but kept the top long. But yeah, I did my best to do Pagan Min, but the only bad thing is I hate the color pink, and he wears pink, but which I don't have a problem with. But it's my opinion. I think pink is a girly color. But in the intro of Far Cry 4, he has like some kind of a trench coat. So I am thinking that I should just be the Pagan Min wearing a trench coat instead of just wearing that ridiculous pink outfit that he's wearing. But yeah, I should do the trench coat Pagan Min. And I'm thinking of making my hair blonde, but I don't know, but we'll see. And yeah, that's the main reason why that I want Far Cry to be more noticeable, because I seen Far Cry cosplays, like they cosplay their favorite villain, their favorite character. And what's really sad, since Far Cry 6 has been out for like 2 years, I think, 2020. It's been 2 years since Far Cry 6 has been out. The only sad thing is, there was Danny Rojas cosplays, but there was no Diego and there was no Anton Castillo. like there's none of them. Like Diego and and Anton Castillo, just they don't exist. There is mostly Voss and Joseph and Pagan more, even AJ, but yeah, but which I really do hope for, if Far Cry 6 gets extremely popular someday, because of course it's got Giancarlo Esposito, who plays as, you know him, Gus Fring from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He even played from the Boys, and what else? He even played as Moff Gideon from Mandalorian. Oh, I liked him in Mandalorian. He was really cool. Yeah, I mostly noticed him as Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. But I'm sure Far Cry 6 is probably gonna get popular because Giancarlo Esposito, he did a really good job playing as an evil dictator. I can tell you that. But still, I really do hope that Far Cry might have a really, really great community, or try to bring Far Cry back from the dead, because people barely know what Far Cry is. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit the like button and share this with your friends, and try to like send this to the Far Cry community to try to get Far Cry more popular, because I want Far Cry to be more noticeable. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash the like button, ring the bell so you don't miss any new videos that I make, and be sure to subscribe to me. Alright, have fun and be safe out there. Peace.